Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope everyone's having a really awesome, relaxing Sunday. I know we have been. I was exhausted. If you watched my video that I uploaded yesterday, you know that I drank heavily yesterday. All day. Not proud. I will say that I came home and chugged 2 Powerade Zeros and I did not wake up with a hangover this morning. So, pro tip, hydrate before you go to bed if you've been drinking. So I have to work later on today. Jenny and I actually have an engagement photo shoot. So I am getting dinner ready now. So that way if Dan decides that he's hungry while I'm at work, he can go ahead and eat, or I'll just have him throw it in the oven to warm when I'm on my way home from the shoot. It is like 3:30 right now. This is a really easy dinner. I'm calling it like a keto shepherd's pie, but don't get scared. There's no potatoes, obviously. And calling it shepherd's pie is probably gonna hurt your feelings if you're missing carbs, because it's not a real shepherd's pie. It just has a lot of the flavors incorporated. So let me show you what ingredients you're gonna need. What do you got? Waffle. This is not one of the necessary ingredients. Waffle. You want a waffle?
Waffle.
Okay. Okay, so you will need a pound of ground beef, about 1/3 cup of sour cream, half a block of cream cheese, which is 4 ounces, a small diced onion, and a very small diced carrot. You can omit the carrot if you want, but it's a very small amount of carbs for the size of the dish that it's going into, and carrots have a lot of health benefits, so I still use them. A bag of riced cauliflower, about 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, some Worcestershire sauce, and then whatever seasonings you're in the mood for. I'm going for this bold steak and chop rub. I really like it with hamburger meat, and then this is just regular basic seasoned salt. Okay, so first I'm gonna saute the vegetables a little bit before I incorporate all of it together. I'm gonna take about a tablespoon of butter and throw it right into a pan that's on around medium, a little higher than medium, not quite medium high. And we're gonna saute the onions and the carrots together for about 6 minutes until the onions are clear and the carrots have a little bit of color on them. So I'll show you what it looks like when they're ready. Okay, so diced onion and diced carrot right into a hot pan that's got a nice bit of butter in it. And I'm just gonna saute these until I like the color of them. I really like to cook my veggies separate from my ground beef. I find that it gives them a little bit of a better flavor, but if you were really in a pinch for time, you really could probably cook it all together in one large saucepan. Okay, so these are finished cooking. I'm gonna pull them off to the side and just put them in a little bowl, and then I'm gonna brown up the ground beef. Okay, about 1 teaspoon of olive oil goes into a medium-high pan, and then I'm gonna add my ground beef. And I'm going to saute it until it's completely browned all the way through. Okay, while the ground beef is sauteing and the veggies are put off to the side, I'm going to go ahead and cook my riced cauliflower. Hopefully you bought a riced cauliflower that is steam in the bag for the microwave, but these Aldi ones are not. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on the stovetop while my ground beef cooks away. Another hopefully for you, in addition to buying steam in a bag cauliflower, is I really hope that yours doesn't explode when you try to open it. Yay! Awesome. Spatulator. Spatulator. This thing's the best. Okay, once your ground beef is browned all the way through, go ahead and drain it. I used just a colander and dumped out most of the grease. I threw the meat back into the pan, and now I'm gonna add the seasonings. So I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of this bold steak and chop rub. I got this from Aldi. It's really just like a pepper salt combination. So a teaspoon of that. And then I'm also going to do a teaspoon of seasoned salt, or a half a teaspoon rather of seasoned salt. And then I will do a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, So once that's in the pan, we're gonna stir it all together. Okay, so I drained the ground beef really well, and then I added the Worcestershire sauce and the seasonings. Now all of the veggies are gonna go right back into the pan. Then add the half a block of cream cheese. I went ahead and cubed it up a little bit so that way it mixes in a little bit better. Yep. Then a third a cup of sour cream also goes in. Now you're gonna mix this together until it's nice and incorporated, and that's gonna be our meat mixture. It's very easy.
Okay, so we got it all incorporated, mixed in real nice. Looking all gorgeous and stuff.
Yeah, it should be nice and creamy. So depending on, like, if your meat is a little more than ours, you might have to add a little bit of more sour cream or kind of eyeball that.
It's all cooking in. It's just eyeballing everything to taste.
Okay, so the cauliflower rice is done. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of butter to it, and then also about a teaspoon of chopped garlic. Also some salt and pepper. I'm just using like cheap and easy garlic right now. Normally I would chop up fresh, but I'm not in the mood for that today. We're trying to keep it as simple as possible. And a little bit of pepper. I need to refill them. A little bit of salt.
I gotta show them. I gotta show them. There's our salt and pepper shakers, Mr. and Mrs. Owl.
Aren't they cute?
They're freaking awesome.
We're such dorks. We like stuff. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's weird stuff.
So I'm gonna mix that up really well, and then I'm gonna add it to the meat mixture, and we're gonna mix that all together. If you have not preheated your oven yet, now is a good time to do so. Go ahead and preheat it to 350.
Boom.
Okay, so now we're gonna add the beefy mixture right into the pot that's got the cauliflower rice in it, and we're gonna stir it all together. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Lincoln's on a tear today.
No, he's just stimming like crazy, which is autism speak for the kids have gone wild. Yay. All right, so it should look disgusting. That's how you know it's ready.
Meat mixture.
Yeah, it looks like slop, but it's gonna be delicious.
Gonna be the best slop you've ever had.
Best slop this side of the Mississippi. Okay, so the slop is going in, just plopping in to an 8x8 baking dish that has been greased with a little bit of coconut oil.
I feel like I should like sing out all of your ingredients.
So that goes in. We're gonna mash it in. You feel like you should sing them?
Yeah, like coconut oil.
I'm not mad. Okay, so now we're gonna top it with cheese, and it's gonna go into the 350-degree oven for about a half hour. Ta-da!
Cheese.
You could also add bacon to the top of this if you had some. We're actually out of bacon, so we're just gonna do like the simple version.
It's like keto fail #1. Never run out of bacon.
I know.
We're failing.
I'm not failing. This is gonna be delicious. I just wish it had bacon. Okay guys, it just came out of the oven. It was in for a half an hour. I really like leaving it in for a full half an hour because it gets the cheese nice and brown and bubbly. Okay guys, I hope you're inspired to do a little bit of a keto shepherd's pie for your family. You could definitely double this recipe if you had a lot of people to cook for. It's just... No, not right now. I'm gonna make you dinner. I guess I'm making a bagel. Okay, so as I was saying, if you wanted to double this recipe and you had a big family to cook for, it would double very easily. It reheats amazing, and you could even freeze it. I'm getting ready to get my stuff together to go do an engagement shoot, and then I will eat this when I get home with a delicious salad. Have a great night, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.